Hello guys, welcome back to Hey Manager with me Alex, and it's Game Week 2. We're going to do a review on Game Week 1, see how we did in this game week, and then looking forwards, how I've edited the side and my side to make sure that I can get the most goal outputs and the most points for Game Week 2. So, let's see how I've done last week. So, I've got a few graphics above me, as you can see, just to summarise how I've, what the players, the highlighted players are, sort of goal involvements, some that have not performed too well, some that have performed really well. And yeah, just thought I'd put a few graphics together. So, how have I done? So, I've just performed a little bit over the average amount of points. Now, Game Week rank 3.6 million is not good enough. That's pretty much a third, near enough a third, 33% of the way, top 33%, which is just outside of it, which isn't great. 60 points will take. My side, I had Dean Henderson in net. Obviously, this is probably the biggest pick out of everyone, 17.5%, the third most picked goalkeeper. I don't know if he's going to be actually that good this year. Looking at Crystal Palace's defence, Munoz, how he got forward. Looking at Tyreek Mitchell, are they going to really perform? Munoz got an assist, but he just leaves the defence for dead. And again, Guehi going. Are we going to see anything like develop there? I don't know. We'll have to have a look. Dalot, now I was torn between Mazraoui and Dalot. I went with Dalot in the end. He did get the 2 bonus points, which is fantastic. Oh, no, he got 1 bonus point, should I say, actually. 1 bonus point, which is fantastic. But I should have gone with Mazraoui. I should have taken that dive because he started the game. He was fantastic. It looks like he's probably going to start at that right-back role. It's going to be interesting. Do we play Mazraoui? Do we play Dalot at the right-back or the left-back role? When, Luke Shaw comes back, I don't know. So, Dalot's done solid for me, 7 points there. Lewis Hall, not the most interesting of games for him. He had 69 minutes, got a clean sheet, pretty standard stuff, nothing spectacular. Got a decent win, 1-0 win, but a bit of a shaky one. They should have conceded, definitely should have conceded a goal in this game. They look very shaky at the back, did Newcastle. Now, I'm pretty confident with the games against Bournemouth and Wolves, but after that, I might depart with Lewis Hall because not too confident. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold, I've got him as one of the statistics above. He managed to get a clean sheet, 2 bonus points. If you look at his expected assists and expected goals involvement, he should have had an assist. The amount of he played some beautiful balls through from the back, and yeah, he's definitely making sure that he's going to be worth that 7 million because he's been fantastic over the years. And what's he been worth over the years? I think it was 8 million one year, wasn't it? It was 8 million last year, rose to 8.4, 7.5 one year, rose to 8.4. 7 million, I think, is a bit of a steal for him because he's going to get back to his best. I think playing at that right back role, Klopp last year tried to play him as like that inverted wing back sort of role where he dropped him into midfield. Don't need any of that. They've got that sort of midfield that's going to sit and try and cover for him. I think it's pretty good. Quansah had an alright game, but Trent is the main man. Then we look through Rashford. I think Rashford, the underlying stats here don't really reflect how well of a game he had. He had the nutmeg through to Mason Mount, which Leno with a fantastic save. Then we saw right at the very end, pressuring the defence, which he didn't really do last year, which was interesting, but pressuring that defence, and then nearly got the assist at the end. How he's got a 0.11 for expected assists, I don't really know when Garnacho had basically an open net. I know it was a little bit behind him, but it was a bit of a combination between the two, Rashford and Garnacho. Garnacho went a bit too far forward. Rashford should have played the ball maybe a little bit further into his path, I don't know. But, yeah, Garnacho should have scored and gotten probably an assist for Marcus Rashford. So, I think that's a pretty, not the true story, should I say. And in fact, I think he had an alright game, to be honest, Rashford. I think for the next few games, you've got Brighton, you've got Southampton, Liverpool, he always likes to score against the top 6. I'm going to keep Rashford for now. Gordon, a bit of a stinky game, to be honest. Not that impressed with Anthony Gordon, in all honesty. I think overall, Newcastle, when they went down to 10 men, sort of shut up shop. Didn't really try anything. His ITT index 1.7. That's awful in reality. So I'm not going to panic just yet. I think it's first game back, getting used to it. Bournemouth away, Wolves away, and Spurs at home. Next 3 games. I'll take that for now. But Gordon could be the first one to go, potentially. Luis Diaz, now this man, I don't know how he didn't get a goal or an assist. If you look at the underlying stats, 0.84. He had so many opportunities. He had the ball across, which should have been scored by, I think it was Jota. He should have chipped the keeper towards the end when the ball was played through by Trent. I think it was Trent who played the ball in. Should have chipped the keeper and put that into the back, and then that should have been a goal. Just put it over the bar. Only selected by 8.4% of players. Now, this is going to be my Liverpool output. Now, I think pre-season, he looked phenomenal. Now, I know Jota got a goal. I know Salah got us an assist and a goal. But if you saw the goals, Salah's wasn't fantastic. That Jota goal was unbelievable. But the Salah's goal, bit of a poacher's finish. Bit of trying to get your toe on the end of it. Went under two legs. One of them. I think Diaz from open play, especially against the next run of games they've got, which is your Brentfords, Forest, Bournemouth, Wolves. I think it'd be difficult against Man United because that right back role is pretty secure at the moment. In all honesty, looks like the most secure area of the pitch for United, that right hand side at the moment, which is strange when you expect it to be the left hand side, which is so secure. Well, yeah, we're going to see how Luis Diaz plays next week. I think he will definitely get a goal involvement next week. Maddison, nice little pick for me here. 4.6% of people chose him. People sort of doubted him. I have put my faith in him. Against Leicester, against his old club, expected goal involvements of 1. I'm very happy with him now. Against Everton next week at home, that should be an absolute goal fest. It should be. And then Newcastle and Arsenal. So the North London derby going to be a difficult one against Arsenal. But then some pretty nice games here and there dispersed throughout, so I reckon I'll keep Maddison in. Every other game week he's got an alright game. So I reckon Maddison is going to be a mainstay in my side, to be honest with you. Calvert-Lewin, awful, but the worst pick I've ever made. Honestly, just terrible. I can't even really say much after that. I've got rid of him. He's the man to go. He's gone. Havertz, what a game. Us 15% of people who chose Havertz, the people that are saying Isaac, Watkins, Haaland, Brereton, Diaz, some other fella, Wood, no one really went with Kai Havertz properly, and he was the 6th choice striker. Obviously, there's going to be a few different transfers already after seeing him score getting a goal and an assist, 2 goal involvements. And even at that, if you look at the underlying stats, he shouldn't be getting 2 goal involvements. So it just goes to show Arsenal, it can be a flurry. It can be an absolute flurry up top. Villa look pretty bad at the back, so I've got them. Brighton again, and then I'll have to reevaluate because Spurs and City, both away from home, are Arsenal going to contribute in that one? That's why I've only got Havertz in my side. I've not got Saka yet. I want to see how well Saka performs. He performed really well. Really, really well against Wolves, but it was a poor Wolves side, to be honest with you. So I want to see how they perform against a side like Villa next week. Then they go to Brighton at home, which should be another stomping ground. Then Spurs and City, that's when I'll probably go, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger and probably get Saka I might have to. Isaac, pretty quiet game all round. Obviously, they went down to 10 men. Then they got an assist towards the end of the game. Pretty decent game from Isaac. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing fantastic. 5 million. Is he showing that 8.5 million price tag yet? I don't know because they sort of had to defend as a unit. Only got they got the full 90, but yeah, we'll have to see what comes of Isaac. As my captain, I was hoping he'd get a few more points for me, but that's the difference. If I went with all my faith in Havertz, I'd have an extra 12 points here, be on 72, and be pretty good. And I think I'd be quite high up in the rankings, but it is what it is. So on the bench, we had Palmer, Williams and Konsa, so I couldn't have really made any improvement on my midfield or my defence putting any of these in. Sells was the only one that I could make an improvement on, putting the goalkeeper in. He's going to be my goalkeeper for next week. So, the transfers we've made, if I've shown you what my team's looking like next week, the transfer I've made is Chris Wood. Chris Wood's coming in for Calvert-Lewin. I think Chris Wood, he had a pretty good game last game. 0.71 for goal involvements, goal scored, 0.73 for goal involvements. I think he looked very, very good. He looked really good against Bournemouth. Bournemouth scoring towards the end of the game was a bit fortunate, but to me, he got 9 points last time round. He got the 3 bonus points. He looked the best of the bunch. And honestly, with this run of games, I've got to go with him. I've got to stick him up there. I've got to have a £6 million forward. I've decided that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Muniz, Wood, or Calvert-Lewin, and then I'll have a look who else can sort of shine through, maybe like a Vardy or something like that. If you look at let's just have a quick look, if we can, at the forwards for around about 6.5 million. You've got Danny Welbeck in there, Wissa, Wood, Vardy, Duran, maybe João Pedro, Muniz, even Delap. Liam Delap had a pretty decent game. I know it didn't look like it, but they should have scored Ipswich from when they had a counter-attack with Liam Delap and Omari Hutchinson. Armstrong in there, maybe even Antonio. There's quite a few strong candidates up here. I want a Yee as well, maybe Archer, Ings, Cunha. Cunha had a decent game out there. But yeah, we'll have to see. But there's plenty of forwards for around about 6 million. So that's my plan. It's going to be Isaac, Havertz. Is it going to be Haaland, Isaac? Is it going to be Havertz, Haaland? We'll have to see, but for now, I'm going to stick with around about a £6 million forward. That's my game plan. So, in terms of picking my team for next game week, let's have a look at what we've got. So, we've got Sells against Southampton. Southampton, to me, looked pretty strong, but I think it was a bit of a ploy because they did go down to 10 men, did Newcastle. So, Sells, Williams, I know Nuno... Oh, Nuno, what's his name? Nuno, whatever his name is, the manager for Forest. He's very defensive. So, Sells, Nico Williams start for me. I've got Lewis Hall in there for Bournemouth, but again, I don't know if I should put Dallow in there because he looked pretty strong United at the back, I'll be honest with you. So, I've gone with Hall because they're against Bournemouth. I don't see Bournemouth scoring against this Newcastle side when they've got the full amount of players in that team. They just seem too strong. Then Trent against Brentford. That's the question. Do I put him as my captain? I'm wondering. Do I? I'm honestly, it's coming. I think I should but Brentford do look strong. That's the only question. And Mbeumo, Wissa, they look so strong going forwards. I've got to. I'll have to stand back and have a look. Maddison against Everton, he's my vice. He's my vice just in case we do not see Palmer start, but I think he will. Rashford in there with Luis Diaz, and Palmer comes into the side against Wolves. I think he looked a little bit fatigued, Palmer. Looked like he was trying to get back to his match fitness properly, but some of the balls he played in, like he had a ball into the back post towards Nkunku, which should have probably gone in. Nkunku had a very poor game, by the way. I don't see how he could have played any better, but he had a pretty poor game. But Palmer, a few shots on target, he played pretty well. He didn't have that bad a game. If you look at his goal involvements, in 0.26, it wasn't too bad, but his threat, 6.8 for how many actual returns he had, it shows he is quite a threat. He is quite a threat. Now, it's between him or Saka for me at the moment. And Chelsea, I think a difficult first game to go against City. And to be honest with you, I don't think City deserved to score 2 goals. And 0.77 expected goals to concede when he played the full 90 to Cole Palmer. I don't see how they're going to... I think they played pretty well. Lavia, had Enzo, Caicedo in there as well. I think it played so well, but I think Cole Palmer just needs that freedom. He needs maybe another distracting run up front, which they're going to get against the likes of Wolves, against the likes of Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton and Forest. They're going to have that opportunity to score goals, which they will, and I know they will. So that's why I'm going to go for Palmer as my captain. Then Isaac away from home to Bournemouth. I think he'll get a goal in that one. Wood against Southampton. Got to have a goal in him. Got to. Honestly, I can't see how he doesn't score. He scored against Bournemouth. I think Chris Wood again will get a goal in that one. Then Havertz against Villa. Let's see how he performs in that one. On the bench, to me, my first option is Gordon off the bench against Bournemouth. I was wondering, do I bring him in for the likes of Rashford? Does Rashford start? I don't know, because Garnacho was so strong. Amad Diallo wasn't too great, but Rashford, to me, I think he played a decent game. Luis Diaz definitely plays again, the full 90. He's probably my head-on, 90-minute per game player. So I think I've got here players that are definitely going to start, which is what I said from the beginning. I've got to have players from the start. I've got to have players that are going to play 90 minutes, and that's it. So that's my update. That's how I'm going to be playing. That's how I'm going to have my team. It looks pretty dire, to be honest, at the moment. But I think without Salah, without Haaland, Haaland got a goal in Game Week 1. He's probably going to get a few goals against Ipswich, to be honest. But I don't mind missing out on that because I don't know, to be honest. I quite like Ipswich. I don't know what it was about them, but they had a bit of a lapse in time against Liverpool, and then all of a sudden, bang! That's the quality of Liverpool. City didn't show that quality. The goal, Kovacic's goal, that won't be happening with the way Ipswich play, where they press so high up. City, they like to sit deep. Will Ipswich sort of fall for that? I don't really know. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to try and justify not having Haaland, basically. And to me, I just don't see it. City play in the next game week against West Ham. We'll have to see. But Haaland, De Bruyne didn't have that fantastic a game. I'll have to see. We'll have to see. So will my sacrifice do? I think it will. I think there's goal involvements in my team. I think there's a good way that I can sort of take Palmer out, maybe get Haaland in if I have to sacrifice the 4 million if he's just unreal. But I think I'll get to that third game week, having seen Salah get a goal and assist, seeing Haaland getting a goal, but I've had Havertz in my side, I've had, Maddison in my side, I've had a pretty strong showing in my defence. I'm sitting top 33%-ish around there. I'm not too bothered. I'm not going to panic just yet because the likes of Cole Palmer, who people might not have when they have Salah, do they double up with a Salah and a Palmer, or Haaland and a Palmer, or neither? So I'm going to see if I can sort of get my runnings off that, but I'm looking for that differential to start the season. I should have gone with Salah, looking back in hindsight, obviously. But I thought Luis Diaz, he should have scored. And yeah, it's a painful watch, that Liverpool game. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new. I'll be doing this every week. Just a quick review of my FPL team. And I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, as ever, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, just for more of this content. 252 sub managers. Let's try and get that up as fast as we can. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.